welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing the Laundro-CHAT.
You gotta listen up.
I wish that I could say that this was planned and I was purposely saving all of this laundry to fold on camera. But I've been on the struggle bus and this was not planned. I just so happened to have two ginormous baskets of clothes to fold. This is bad, but hey, give me the excuse to film this video. A lot of you asked for it, so here it is. If you're unfamiliar with what the Laundro-CHAT is, it's like a spin-off of the laundromat. So a Laundro-CHAT. You got it? You with me? So pretty much we're just going to fold clothes and we're going to talk. A chatty folding clothes episode. I did lock the dogs out. I can hear tapping down the hallway. I did lock them out so I can fold clothes in peace and have a peaceful conversation with y'all. Obviously, this is going to be a super duper chill video. My hair needs to be washed and I'm lazy. And this outfit is just like super comfy and it doesn't match, and that's fine. Because what we're doing is folding clothes. Not like anybody's going to see me other than how many ever thousands of you decide to want to watch this craziness. So, let's go ahead and jump on into the clothes. Which hamper do I want to start on? Let's start with this hamper. Let's see, first thing I want to talk about, Bachelor in Paradise. Comment down below if you've been watching Bachelor in Paradise. I've been watching it, I think, ever since the very first Bachelor in Paradise. I mean, there's only like, what, 2 or 3 seasons or 4 seasons of it. I've watched every season. I like it. I feel like you really get to see people's personalities on there, whereas like when they're just on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, they only decide to show certain parts. So I feel like you get to know a little bit more about them when they go to Paradise. So I really like it. I have no idea what couples are going to like last until the end, because you know they like to throw in those little clips that are like set out of context to make you think that something's going to happen, and then it never does. So I don't know if anybody's even going to last to the end. I don't know. I feel like this has been sort of all over the place. And there hasn't been as many connections from the get-go as there was in like other seasons. This is harder than I thought. I thought it was going to be easy to talk and fold and hang clothes at the same time, but it's not. I did ask you guys this morning if there was anything that you wanted me to talk about while I folded clothes. I think I got a few. I'm probably going to delete this question because it includes profanity, and I try to steer away from that as much as possible. If you know me, I do not use profanity. I have used it in the past, but it was like accidental. I will never forget the time, okay, story time. I will never forget the time I was working at the same place that Cody's working now. And it was just temporary. I was only there for an outage, and I think I was out on lunch. I was still trying to get badged in and everything. And I was out on lunch, and I went to get gas from the gas station. And I was backing up, and I noticed there was a vehicle trying to come through, and they were like, hurry, you know, back up. And I was like, okay, let me hurry up and get out of the way. Well, my mind was already so caught up in so many other things that when I backed up, I backed straight into one of those, like, what is it? It's like a concrete beam kind of thing. It's like on the ground right there at the gas tank. Ran right into it. I think it was yellow. And at that time I had a white car. And I accidentally said the S word. And I was like, oh my gosh, God, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say that. My nose is tore up. It was totally an accident. Like, I was so scared it just slipped out. I was like, oh. And it just came out. And I was more upset with myself because I allowed myself to say it. I cannot believe this just happened. So then I pull off and I'm crying. And there was no dent. It was like a little bit of paint had rubbed off. And you just could literally clean it right off. And you could never even tell that I actually hit it. But like, I jolted in the car and everything. It was a hot mess. Anyway, back to this comment. It says, what do you do when your sewer line breaks and you have worked for 30 years and you have to S in a bucket? Well, for one, I'm not even 30 years old, so I technically can't answer that. Kayla Renfro asks, what does your dream home consist of? Dream home. Obviously, that makes me very happy. If you follow me on Pinterest, I've been a lot of home stuff. I love all things home related. I love decorating a house. I love organizing it, thinking of like more creative ways to like lay stuff out. I love looking at floor plans. So my dream home would definitely be have an attached garage. I want an attached garage. We don't currently have an attached garage, and I think that would come in super handy. So I would love to have an attached garage. Also like a mud room, laundry room area, just to sort of all of us to come in, drop our stuff off there, have a designated area for that, so we're not like bringing it all throughout the house. And then bathtub. Bathtub, bathtub, bathtub. I want a soaking tub. I will probably never be 100% happy unless I get my soaking tub. I will always sit back and be like, I want my tub. So I want a tub. And I also want like open concept. Like I want to be able to stand behind the counter in the kitchen and look and have full sight lines in all of the living room. That is my goal. Our house is like so choppy right now, the way everything's set up. You can't see anything. If you have company over, it's like you're hollering at them through a wall, and I can't stand that. I like to look at people when I talk to them. So ideally, that's what I would like. And that's pretty much it. I would like it to be light and bright, have some rustic industrial finishes. Me and my husband have very similar tastes when it comes to decorating the house and I guess what we want in a house. So it'll be pretty easy for us to pick a house whenever the time comes. We don't want to live here forever. So thankfully that won't be like our big struggle is trying to agree. Another question is, what are your go-to lazy, stressful day recipes? If it's been one of those days, like, ooh, like a really bad day, I don't cook at all. You're doing good to eat. And then sometimes Cody will know, he'll know if it's been like just a really trying day. And he'll call me and be like, hey, you want to go so-and-so where? Or, hey, I just want a bowl of cereal to eat tonight. Like he don't push me over the edge. He knows when I've just had a day. But for the most part, we already cook pretty simple meals as it is. Sometimes I like to go overboard a teensy tiny bit, but for the most part, I do cook pretty easy stuff. I'll do a veggie, which is normally either roasted or like sauteed. A side of something like either rice. We just had quinoa for the first time the other night, which was pretty good. I was scared. I was really scared, but it was good. So we'll do something like that and then a meat. That's typically what we do. And that's the easiest for us. It's not extremely unhealthy. So we're trying to make better choices. And that brings me to a question that I got on my Instagram from Mommy in the Making. If you don't follow her on YouTube, go check her out. But she wanted to know, I guess, what were my goals and what was I doing to lose weight or whatever I was doing. I don't want to get caught up in the numbers. I don't want to be like, oh wow, Paige, you've gained this or you need to lose that. I don't want to get caught up in that. I just want to be more healthy. I want to strengthen my knee. I had knee surgery back in 8th grade. I've been so dependent on my right leg because I'm so scared that my knee's going to pop out of place again on my left leg that eventually my right leg's going to be bad because I put so much weight on it. So now I'm just trying to strengthen my body back and just get in better shape. Of course, it would be wonderful to lose some weight. Ideally, I would love to lose 20 pounds, which isn't a whole lot, and it's not a little bit either. But my problem is I don't eat enough. Like, I've started logging my food on MyFitnessPal, and it's suggesting if I want to lose a pound a week that I should be eating 1,400 calories. And I had only had 900 that day. And it was like, because I had completed it, and it was like, nope, we can't let you complete it because you're not even, we need you to at least be at 1,000. And I'm thinking, well, I guess I'll go have some ice cream. I had Halo Top, not any really bad ice cream, but I don't eat enough. And it's because I'm not really hungry. And then I felt like that first day I was tracking on my food. I was like, man, I'm eating a whole lot. I just felt like I was eating all day long. And then I track it and I was still, however many short. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I feel like it's it's a job to eat. And I mean, I enjoy eating. I enjoy really good food, but it's just like, this has got to be easier. I got to be able to come up with something that I know I'm going to get what I need to be taking in. I'll be full. I won't feel like I'm in here constantly doing math, trying to figure out what can get me to this 1,400 calories. I got to think of something easier. If y'all have some suggestions or some YouTube channels or something that I can get some ideas from, because that's aggravating. Another question was, what are your current favorite TV shows and series? Currently, probably a few times a week, I will watch Law and Order Special Victims Unit. That is the only thing that I can turn on TV and be able to edit and get stuff done. And also still know what's going on the episode, but I won't like completely stop what I'm doing to watch it. I can just sort of hear it in the background while I'm doing other stuff and not be lost. But that's the only show that I can do that. Any other time, I will completely stop editing and be all into the show. So I love Special Victims Unit. We started back from the beginning watching Criminal Minds. Jane the Virgin, I'm trying to finish this newer season they just added on Netflix like a couple months ago or so. That had me all messed up. If you watch Jane the Virgin, oh my gosh, that last season, about midway through, I thought they were playing a game with me. Like I thought somebody was dreaming, something weren't right. Like I was so confused. I weren't dreaming. So if you watch it, oh yeah, had me in all the feels. And then I already said I watch Bachelor in Paradise right now. That's pretty much the only thing that I like watch every week is Bachelor in Paradise. Hello. I do have some videos on my channel where I'm talking about some of my favorite stuff. I do want to do a video on my favorite shows on Hulu, because Hulu and Netflix do have a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of different stuff on them. And I got a lot of shows that I like to watch on Hulu that are not on Netflix. So if you want to see that, comment down below. Let me know. What's a good hair product that leaves your curls curly but not crunchy? Conditioner. I love a conditioner. Good leave-in conditioner. It rained so hard last night. Speaking of rain, there is a little green frog in our guest bathroom. I left him in there and I closed the door. Don't know what he's doing. I went in there to pee this morning and I went to sit down and I seen him on the floor and I was like, I just walked by that. If you didn't know, I'm terrified of frogs and lizards. I don't know how long he had been in there. I don't know where he came from. I don't know. Trying to remember if we opened a door and weren't really paying attention, because before I have opened our back door and now I open it with such caution, like shake it, look around really carefully, and then open it to let the dogs out. Because one morning I got up and opened the back door and one was sitting on the top of the door, like between the frame and the door. There was just enough of a crack for him to sit. And Kermit jumped on my shoulder. And when I tell you, you about had to admit me somewhere, y'all, I thought I was going to lose it. I screamed so loud. I scared the mess out of lady. She would not come around me for an hour. She didn't know what had happened, what was going on. She wouldn't go outside to potty. Like, she was terrified. And I just squalled and I didn't know what to do. I know I swatted it off. And I was telling Mama about it and she was dying laughing, even though she's just as scared, if not scareder than I am of them. So I was telling her, it was like, I could imagine it in slow motion happening, and it was like, and I'm just like, we locked eyes, like we made eye contact. Oh my gosh. Now I look at the door frame every time I open the door. So I don't know where that frog came from and how he made his way all the way into the guest bathroom. I will never know. But I'm not opening that door. Cody can handle that when he gets home. Hopefully it's still sitting where it was and hadn't made it to the water. No water, because frogs cannot live inside without water. So I'm hoping he's either dead or he'll be dead by the time Cody gets home. What is your favorite drugstore cleanser and moisturizer? Right now, I'm really enjoying the Yes to Cucumbers. It's a micellar water. Micellar waters, micellar waters are like a cleansing water type product. There's so many different ones. Garnier makes one. think L'Oreal, but this one's from Yes To, the Yes To company. They have like Yes To carrots, Yes To cucumbers, Yes To tomatoes. I have the Yes To cucumbers one. It's very soothing. It removes your makeup really well. It removes any dirt that you have on your face, left over from anything. So in the morning, that's when I like to use that, or at night, if I've wore makeup that day, I'll use that again. But in the morning, I just woke up and I do an extensive skincare routine the night before. So my face is just dirty from whatever's happened while I was sleeping. So I'll take that and go over my face with a cotton swab, and my face feels awesome. There's nothing left on it. You can definitely tell on the cotton swab that it worked. And then I will go in with a moisturizer, and right now I am using the Walmart brand. I guess it's like a knockoff for either the Cetaphil or the CeraVe, however you pronounce it. It's a knockoff for one of those. I have always been a super huge fan of real laid back videos. I feel like you get to know me more personally. I love watching them. You just get to know a person on a different level than when we sort of set up stuff, equipment, lights, and do hair and makeup. And not saying that we're not real in that sense, whereas we're just being fake in that matter. I can't speak for other people, but I know that I'm not. But I just feel like when I do these types of videos that you guys can really see who I am 24/7 without the makeup and the hair and the fanciness, with like no fancy little setup in the back. Okay, y'all, since I was able to get through an entire basket, I do not want to have to bring y'all through this one because this one is 2 times bigger than the other basket. So I'm going to do that one on my own. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that if you had some questions for me, maybe I was able to answer those. Maybe you got to get a better feel of my personality and who I am as a person. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I've enjoyed watching them so far. If you want to do one, do one. Let me know if you've done the LAUNDRO-CHAT. And yeah, hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed day. And thanks for watching. Bye, guys. So many clothes all the time. So many clothes all the time.
Much. How can I tell you what I wanna do? I never needed you to give me things. I never needed gifts to die.